Pox community, what's up? Bombman 007 sitting in with another episode of PoxNora Unwrapped. Today we take you back to a full faction battle group that is created by one of the more vocal members, especially in the forums. And joining me today, guys, is the man, the myth, and legend, PurpleTop. What's up, Purple?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, brother. All right, man. So we see you do a lot of talking in the forums and stuff. And the question that I've been just dying to ask is, how and where did the name PurpleTop come from?
Well, to be honest, when I started this game file, it was back when I was a freshman in high school. So that was like 6 years ago. And my little brother was with me when I was starting, and I asked him what the name should be, and he was wearing a little purple hat. And he said purple hat, and I liked PurpleTop a little better, so that's kind of what I went with.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy.
Yeah, well, I was just curious, and I'm sure maybe some other folks are too, because we wanted to make sure that everything was straight there. But all right, brother. All right, so you're bringing us. Yeah, exactly. You're bringing us a full faction Shattered Peaks battle group. And what if you were going to give a sucker a name? What would you call it actually?
I call it my delocation, but it's based around relocation mechanics in the game.
Okay.
So,
and we both know that is and can be a very powerful tool if pulled off correctly.
Yeah, it's essentially AP generation. It's just kind of a secondary form of it, and that's a very powerful mechanic in the game for sure. So.
All right, so the first piece that you have in here is an Angel of Chaos. You've gone with the Distract and the Magic Bomb 3 upgrades. That seem to be pretty much standard for her. So how exactly, the Angel doesn't have any of those mechanics you're talking about, so how does she, well actually she does with the pull, that's right, I forgot about her. So, okay, so taking a stab then, Angel of Chaos is in there for her pull ability.
Yes, that's what I use her for. She's a great unit. I honestly put her in almost every single battle group I make. She's just such a great utility. I do usually go with the Magic Bomb and Distract upgrades. Magic Bomb is a great defense counter, and Distract can really shut down some champs like Spellcasters. I have done her secondary upgrades, the Death Charge 2 and the Recharge, just to get more pulls in, but it really, I just rely on Magic Bomb a lot, so I don't like that as much.
Okay. All right, so we got a little bit of pull action there. So guys, keep your with a relocation battle group. He's really going to be after that mechanic. So you got pull on the Angel. Your next one up is the Cyclonic Fish. Now this guy, he doesn't really have any of those things you're talking about. However, he's a pretty solid range piece. You've gone with the Grant Aura and the Regen 2 upgrades. Tell us about the Cyclonic Fish and what you're trying to achieve with him.
Well, yeah, he's got super great range, and he's got, that barrage, so you can get 2 attacks out for 4 AP. I really just use him as a power unit. I'll get him out there, and they'll shoot and kind of try to avoid him, and then I'll use my relocation to get him up into the battle, ready for a Havoc Touch in there, and just get some mad damage out. I put regen on him because I want him to stay alive a long time, and that Grant Electricity Aura works great in this deck, because you can just get units so far away, get those auras right into the middle of the opposing champions. I like to put it on those Peak Sulfate so you get a double aura out.
Wow.
Doing 12 damage.
Yeah, very nice. So 1 times Angel of Chaos, 1 times Cyclonic Fish. Now your first double up here is the Cyclops War Wizard. He was one of the legendaries here not too long ago. You've gone with the Shielded and the Grant Teleport on those guys. So there you go, already working into your mechanics, the Grant Teleport. So how does the War Wizard, is he a viable unit even with just a 5 speed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's probably the most important unit in this entire battle group. He's got that 5 speed, which is, it can be annoying, but I never use him for attacking. I literally will just sit him kind of in the back and Grant teleports just to make units keep running up to the battlefield. Shielded is obviously the other upgrade I took because the other 2 are Cyclops upgrades I don't really have. This isn't really a Cyclops battle group. He's also great with that Cast Alacrity. It's just AP gen on the spot, so you can do a lot of combos with that, especially in this battle group.
Very nice. And then stall can actually help you as well. I mean, I know it's kind of just an added in ability, but I mean, with the stall, you could slap that on a guy that you pull in, especially if you can't officially one round him and kind of lock him in place, I guess.
Yeah, totally. If I feel like I'm going to kill someone and then I don't, like I miscalculated or I'm playing against some advantage or something, that stall is always there as kind of my backup if something goes wrong. So.
Okay. So 2 times War Wizard, shielded, and grant teleport. Your next one up is the Gahern Soothsayer. He's got a kind of a backloaded pacify effect, and multi-attack 3 plus your blood for Nora. He can exchange 20 health to make a spell cost 20 Nora less. You have gone, let's see, with Sunder and Loyalty. So this guy's going to have some pretty decent damage plus the Sunder debuff. So is this what he's for? Is he for just mowing down some of those high defense guys and just setting up for the kill for the other guys, or what?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, that multi-attack just really makes him super strong because he can just do 2 attacks almost every turn. And so when I get those units pulled into my area, he can have that huge range and just sunder, and you can get a huge amount of damage. You can combo a lot of stuff with him. And there's another unit that I'll put Havoc's Touch on a lot because it's devastating.
Wow, yeah. I mean, you're talking, what, about a 15 damage, 4 to 6 range guy with triple attack? Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
So.
Okay, so you have to go with 1 times Gahern Soothsayer because of the unique drawback that they put on the Gahern. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little surprised to see this unit in your battle group. A Gahern Thrower. I realized that, well, I mean, now kind of thinking about your entire setup, that you're probably using the Throw Champion as a pseudo, Grant Port type thing, just for placement and things like that. So tell us about the Gahern Thrower. He seems to be like a little overpriced. You know what I mean? I mean, 74 Nora, 5 speed. You've gone with the damage and speed upgrades, which is going to bring that speed up to 6 and his damage to a 9, but it's still not, you know what I mean? He's still not a major threat there. So, what about the Gahern Thrower?
No, he's definitely not a major threat, but I think he is very underrated. This is the unit that I'll get out as soon as I take my font and I'm going to start engaging with other units. I'll throw him out. And then, every turn after that, when I deploy a unit, he can throw him 5 spaces that turn because of his ability, Throw Champion. Use his 3 AP, the champion that he uses, though, can hop any 5 spaces for free. So I can deploy, I have instigators in this deck, a Hyena Instigator, and then just throw him 5 spaces up and he'll still have that AP that he got on initiative. So it's just really great to get units into the battle faster.
Nice. So
I don't really use them for attacking at all.
Okay, so kind of a surprise unit then is what you're doing.
Yeah, and people kind of leave him alone because, again, he is underrated. People don't see him as much of a threat, so they'll leave him alone, and I'll just keep using him and toss champions out all over the place. It's good position control.
Okay, good stuff. So 1 times Gahern Thrower, and again, unique, so he's limited to 1. You've got a Goliath Fish. Goliath Fish is one of those board stoppers. I mean, people really have to be careful where they end up with stuff, but I'm imagining, let me see here, with my magic crystal ball here, you've got some pull things in your battle group, you've got some grant teleport things in your battle group, you've got AP gen, so let me guess, this guy can pretty much eat stuff up from about 10 spaces away.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, the only problem with Goliath Fish is as soon as he hits the board, it freaks the people out who you're playing against, so they're going to take precautions to get out of the way of him. I generally will drop him when they're close to my front, and I'll use a War Wizard to cast Alacrity, and then maybe one of my flags to relocate him up there, eat a champion, and then maybe another one of my flags to pull him back, or cast another Alacrity to dig him up. There's so many options with this battle group, so...
Wow.
He's pretty devastating. And I always have to hide him again because they'll focus fire him as soon as he eats one of their champions for obvious reasons.
That's very cool. You've gone with the Tunnel to Earth 2 and the Health 2 upgrade, so even with the 6 speed, this guy's going to be able to get around the board pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, certainly. He's using that Tunnel Earth. He can move 6 spaces for 4 AP, so that's AP generation right there. He's great. The only problem is the 2x2 makes them a little hard to maneuver, but with the tunnel it makes it better. So.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly be looking to see the 10-space Goliath fish eat fest, so that should be fun. All right, and you mentioned them just a second ago. You have 2 times Hyaenid Instigators, so this little guy in your battle group is really going to be hopping all over the field, just like you said, and combined with pull and relocates and grant teleports and stuff like that. I imagine this is going to be your shock factor. And catching guys kind of with their pants down. Yeah,
definitely. You know, a lot of times this deck relies a lot on surprise with the relocation effects and stuff. Because like a lot of times, you know, when you're playing with an opponent, they see your champions on the board, so they kind of know what you're going to get with. This guy drops on the board, usually will have 7 AP, considering that there will probably be 4 opposing champions on the board. And then I'll use my relocation effects to get him ready for battle and swarm a unit, and then I'll have like a champ advantage, and that'll really, you know, it makes it a lot harder for my opponent. And I think I did the calculations. In my deck, if I have everything going, the whole engine going good, I can get a swarm off from 18 spaces away.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible. So there you go, guys. 18 spaces. We'll see if I'm sure that's with all things being perfect and probably full AP, but still, that is absolutely incredible.
Well, that's 18 spaces before they even, you know, do their impatient gaining AP. So, I mean, if you do it right, that can be pretty devastating as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And after the full faction bonus, I mean, this little guy comes in at what, just over 60 Nora?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, exactly.
So what makes that crazy? Yeah, what makes that crazy is, I mean, you could. It's not that hard to save up 60 Nora. I mean, you can nearly drop this guy about any time. Really, it sounds like.
That's why I have 2 of them. Because a lot of times, you know, I try not to very often, obviously, but a lot of times I do mess up. I do miscalculate, and I won't get the kill off with him with the swarm. And so then they'll immediately try to kill this guy because he's pretty squishy. He's pretty easy to kill. So then I'll have another one on backup just in case for that, and then I'll, you know, swarm like 6 or 7 units.
Wow.
I think my record is 6.
Very nice. So 2 times Hyaenid Instigators. You have gone with the Blitz and the Hunter Giant, and all that does is just ramp up that damage on that little guy. Okay. Now,
from the GM thrower, if I remember correctly, also triggers Blitz.
Okay. That's why I was just fixing to ask you if all these relocate effects will actually trigger Blitz and get this guy amped up.
Relocate ally and teleport, I don't think do, but I'm pretty sure Throw Champion does. So
very cool. All right, so we'll see if we can get some swarms off the Hyaenid Instigator. Kanan Coldest, he honestly seems to be a little bit out of place in this battle group, so you'll have to kind of help me out with this one. I don't quite follow your reasoning with this guy. So because you've gone with the Scapegoat, which I can understand that one, but the Hill Champ 3, it doesn't seem like you know. I mean, maybe you're just trying to keep some specific things alive. How exactly do you use a catalyst?
I mean, really, this unit is another utility unit, kind of like my Angel, that I just like to have in most of my battle groups. She does have that telekinetic thrust, which is a little bit of relocation. It's knockback, so it's a little different than my tactic, but it's useful. I generally use her. I'll drop her as my healer, like if my power units are going to die, and a Scapegoat if I know my opponent's going to be dropping like a certain spell. If it's a certain type of battle group, if I see like a wizard battle group, this is good to use because they use a lot of spells. It's just a unit that I don't like to be without if I can help it. It's mostly just for healing. That's almost all I use it for.
Okay.
If you ask me my guild base, I'll tell you this is a champion that I rate about all the time. I think it's super underrated, and more people should run it because it's just super good utility.
Okay. Paralytic feedback certainly gives it some survivability, especially from the range, because it's going to be in your back of your lines anyway.
And she's because of that and Connector, she's also good at stalling, which is kind of important in my battle group, so I can get my relocation engine going.
Okay. So 1 times Kanan Coldest, designate Scapegoat, and Hill Champion 3 of the upgrades. Let's see. I believe this is the only hero that you're going with out of the faction. Lance Admiral Skian, Scion, however you want to.
Scion. I know that say that, but
yeah. So we'll pretend we're intelligent and say several of them there. But all right. So this guy, obviously, with the Warcry 3, he's going to bring some AP gen. I mean, he's a pretty scary guy anyway. 16 damage with Warcry is nothing to to laugh at, and he's got barrage. So, I mean, by himself, he's a fairly, I don't quite understand why more people don't run him. Really, he's a really scary unit. But you've gone with motivate and dodge. So tell us about the Lance Admiral.
Well, I mean, yeah, honestly, this is flat out my favorite hero in the entire game. I just love him so much. He's a lot of nowhere, but you get the refund from Shattered Peaks. He comes down to 88, I'm pretty sure it is. And, yeah, he's got the AP gen, which is just so important in this battle. You get a Hyena Instigator next to him, or in his Warcry area with 0 AP. It's going to gain 4, and so that's huge.
Wow.
And if you below Ox, he'll gain 5 because of Impatient. So he just gets massive AP gen and damage gen out there, and my guy is lacking in damage a little bit, so he's really important. If I get this unit out, it's my sole goal in life to keep him alive. I can't let him die because he is a huge investment, and I need all of his things. Motivate's also great for global damage. So.
Yeah, sure. I was just sitting there thinking you were talking about your damage being low. I mean, motivate just instantly adds +1 across the board. And then gives him.
I was running motivate on my cultist too, but I took that off because I needed to heal a little bit more, I think. So.
Okay. So Lance Admiral Skian, Scion, Saiyan. Okay.
Scion, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah,
so.
you guys let us know. We'll take a poll on that. All right. So all right, Peaks of Freet. Now, honestly, I'm not much of a Shattered Peaks player. I am running a split with some Shattered Peaks stuff in it right now, but. I'm just going to tell you, out of the expansion, this guy right here was one of my favorites. I just love the way that he was developed. He seems really, really fun. I've been dying to make a battle group around these guys, but they just have incredible synergy amongst themselves. But yet they have the drawbacks, vulnerability magic. You've gone with the Fire Alkalite, which is just beautiful. Considering he has an attack fire and he also has fire R3, so this guy can really heal up some damage. He does have immunity physical, impaired vision. I mean he's really annoying all the way around. But I really love the way this guy was developed. So what do you use the Peaks of Freet for? Is he just kind of a roadblock for you, or what? What does he do for you?
Yeah, more or less. He's a major stall unit. He's one of my melee. I generally will use him as a power unit if I have to, if I need a power melee unit. But I usually just use him to get in the way. Like, I'll wait until there are 3 or 4 physical champions out and then throw him out at them and have them find some way to deal with him while I stall up and get the champions I need out. That Fire Aura 3 is huge. With the Fire Acolyte and his 7 speed, he stays on the board for a long time. And he has Surge Hyena, so when I get a lot of my instigators out, he gets really, really powerful.
Yeah.
And like I said, I like to combo him with the Cyclonic Fesh, granting an aura on him. He'll do 12 damage there. And I also did run Sonic Aura on my Cannon Cultist for a while, so I was doing 18 damage AoE with that, and that's pretty scary.
Yes, sir. That is incredible, especially with a physically immune champion.
Yeah, he's a good. Before I had him, I had actually Cave Dragon in that spot, but he just ended up being too slow for his battle group, so I had to put this guy in.
He just looks like a lot of fun to play. So
yeah, he is.
1x Peaks of Freet, Fire Alkalite, and Fire R3 upgrades. And this little dude really has made his way into a lot of Shattered Peaks battle groups now. He hadn't been out too awful long, but boy, he's already made the impression. He's a fantastic support unit. He's not going to bring any damage to your group. I mean, it's not what he's for. But you've got 2 Slag Overminds, Paralytic Feedback for survivability, and the Regen for survivability. And there it is. There's your trend, the relocate ally. So this guy's really going to get your guys into battle quickly. And the mind wipe aura is just absolutely annoying all the way around. So why 2 slag over mines, and you know, how do you really keep these guys alive?
Well, like you said, they had the paramedic feedback that adds their survivability. These guys, as soon as I get them out, I'm going to go put them up right in front of my opponent, get right in their face with them. With the mind wipe aura, they can stall pretty well, and people kind of want to get out of their way because that ooze will get them scoured and ground them. It would be a little better if I had some ooze tap in here, but that's not what this battlegroup's about. So a lot of people take the illusion of lies. That just doesn't fit in my battlegroup. I need these guys to stay around a long time. So I took the regen instead. That regen, you know, saved me before, so I'm glad he has it. It's important that they stay alive so I can keep relocating units, and I use 2 of them so I can relocate every turn because there's a 2-turn cooldown on that ability. So.
Okay, got you. So he has to stay alive and stay on the board for you to get your relocation.
He's one of the more important pieces in the group, for sure.
Okay. All right, so two of those guys. And, brother, I have not seen one of these, I mean, in, like, for absolute ever. 1 Sonic Elemental, really? Teleport 3, Damage Shield 3. I mean, he was the first one, if I'm not mistaken, he is the first unit in the game to have Deafening Aura. He's extremely annoying, especially with the Absorb. So you're not going to one-round him with range, and with the Resistance Physical, he just kind of hangs around there for a while. So what exactly do you use the Sonic Elemental for?
Yeah, like this dude just likes to hang out. There's Teleport 3, which is extremely important in this battle group. It essentially makes him a CO9 spear. So you can run and grab those fonts that are really far away. And I just use them again for harassing and stalling to get my power units out. I'll throw them usually against melee and harass their font, and he has to run around, you know, and get him and take that solid damage every time they walk in the Deafening Aura. So he puts a good amount of damage out usually before he dies, which is great. And that damage shield does a lot of work too. So
very cool. I'm just going to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Just breaking up there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I really like this unit in this battle group because his mobility is almost, you know, no limits.
Yeah, for real. I'm just glad to see one. I haven't seen a Sonic Elemental in a long time. So, and then after the refund, let's see here. This guy's coming in probably around just over 60 Nora. I mean himself. So he's quite a buy.
61, I think, 61 or 62. So yeah.
Wow, very cool. So hopefully we'll get to see some Sonic Elemental action there. And then your last champion, this guy, he, you know, he's been all over the place, really. He was at the top of the game when he was first released, and then kind of got smacked with a Nerf bat just a little. They took away his attack, loss of life. Some other things kind of brought him down just a little bit. Here you are running one. Infernal, you've gone with Life Drinker and the Hex 3 upgrade. So how does this, does the Infernal help you in this battle group?
Yeah, he really does. I really do miss him when he had that Death Pact and Loss of Life attack. Those are the days. But yeah, now I just use him as like a healer. He can heal every turn. It hurts him obviously, but I need to kill those power units, and they're really important. So I'll hit him on the unit or on the board when I have a really hurt unit, and just use him for healing. He's got that Loss of Life attack too, so that not Loss of Life attack, but Hex is Loss of Life. So that goes through a few things if you need to get some damage out. And then he'll hit himself with Life Drinker. He's just a support unit to keep my units going. And he's got that improved speed, so my Scion hero will have 8 speed when he's chilling. So
okay. Scion, Skian, Ciano, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're in the ballpark anyway. All right, so that's your champions. And then a lot of your spells we've already kind of mentioned. I certainly have a question for you about one of them. But the first spell is Alacrity. You know, is this spell underrated in Shattered Peaks? Do a lot of Shattered Peaks players don't really know what they have with Alacrity?
Yeah, I think it has a lot more potential than people give it credit for. It's pretty much a mobilization. I mean, it's big AoE, free, and it's like Exertion 3, essentially, on all your units. Exertion 4, excuse me. Because they're getting 4 AP for just losing 8 HP. And,
sure.
Yeah, I've used this countless times when I just see an opportunity to Shrine Rush. The Shrine is 70 HP, and he didn't fortify, and I'm just out of range to double tap with all my champions. You know, kind of move around it. Alacrity, you know, good game. It's a game changer for sure. I think it should definitely see more play. I would have 2 in this battle group. I just kind of got cut for space.
Okay.
In the end,
so 1 times Alacrity in yours. You have an Avalanche, which is, I guess, your finisher, and also an indirect version of some relocation with the knockback effect.
Right. If I can't get Opponent on the board, or if I can't get Vicious Harpoon on the board, I can just drop this move and once this discloses, sometimes that's all you need, and take out a champion.
Cool deal. And it's also useful for chasming, like a flying guy over, a chasm or something, because it causes that grounded.
All the time. If anyone's dumb enough to leave their guy with 0 AP next to a cliff, too, it's too bad. I'll never miss an opportunity to chasm someone with Avalanche.
Oh, chasm fun. Absolutely. All right, so 1 times Alacrity, 1 times Avalanche. You've got a Havoc's Touch. This spell is right on the verge of a nerf. They're going to tone it down, apparently, with ranged units. But for right now, you slap it on something, it gives +5 permanent damage bonus, and the Essence Capture. So he's going to start tapping 30% of that damage into Nora. What do you typically try to target with Havoc's Touch?
Havoc's Touch I usually will put on a ranged unit, so once I get sent down, I'm going to have to rethink some things. But I'll put on my Cyclonic Fesh, get some mad damage out, and then that unit, first of all, has good survivability, so it'll stay around for a while, and then I will intentionally try to keep it alive because I put a big investment into it. But in the end, it's got that Essence Capture, so if I get 8 or 9 attacks, it's already paid for itself, so that's pretty great. I also put it on Higgsylph sometimes, and Susana. I will put it on Scion sometimes too, but not very often. And sometimes on an Instigator when I just have to get back to it, so.
I hear you. 1 times Havoc's Touch, and then this is the spell that I was going to ask you about. I've not seen anybody run it. It kind of seems like honestly, a sandbag. It just seems to me like maybe another Alacrity or even a Havoc's Touch, honestly, would be better than this spell. But you've gone with 1 times Tactics. So for 1 turn, friendly champions are going to gain the flanking ability, and that's basically going to give them an extra 5 damage. So why in the world are you running a Peaks Tactic instead of, say, another Alacrity or Havoc's Touch or, something like that?
I mean, to be honest, I was kind of experimenting with it. I haven't used it that much, but it's actually turned out to be pretty good in this battle group. I only use it almost exclusively for Instigator turns. It thinks flanking, so even the ranged units, if they're attacking a unit who's engaged to my guy, they would get that +5 damage. So it's kind of like a Havoc's Touch for just 1 turn on, multiple guys. And there's a lot of versatility you can do with that. Sometimes that's all you need to get the kill. And it's cheap. It's only 30 Nora, so that's another reason why it was attractive to me. But I'm still playing around with it. You're right, another Alacrity would be a good swap there, but I get some good use out of this, so it's not bad.
Okay, yeah, I'm just questioning. I hadn't seen this one run very often, so it'll be fun to see if.
A little underrated, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of situational, though. I mean, you've got to have champs in melee in order to pull this thing off. So. Not exactly going to be an every game, player. I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's pretty situational for sure.
Okay, and one of the just fun spells in the game has awesome sound effect and just a fun effect in general. The vertical push you've got one of these things in there. It does 20 damage. It sends them into the sky. It acts as a and what some folks may not realize is it actually removes that champion from play. So any buffs and equipments that they had on them at that time is gone. So vertical push is actually, it's got multiple uses. And what do you typically use vertical push for? Just a font contester or a font grabber, or what? How do you typically try to use it?
I'm really conservative with this spell because it is so much Nora. I'll much rather put out a champ that will, in the end, cost that much for the Shattered Peaks. But I use it. I get super scared when I'm facing super champs like, a Zealon with 25 damage and 8 defense. Just nothing you can do about it. So, vertical push, just deal with it later. Kind of get him out of the way, and I can focus on other things. There was a game I played a couple days ago where someone used Fading Recollect on my Scion, and I was just having none of that. So I vertical pushed my own Scion. He came back into play with 20 less HP, but he was completely redeployed, so he had all his abilities again. And I used my Candy Cultist to just start healing him up again. So I ended up winning that game because I had the vertical push. So there's some different uses for it.
There you go. Vertical push your own champ. Just make sure he's got more than 20 hit points.
Yeah, exactly.
And then let's see. This spell's probably about 50-50 hit and miss. I'd imagine. I don't know. Maybe it's ran more. I haven't really checked the meta report. Zealotry. You've got one Zealotry. Get some bounty hunter. It's going to really add some fat damage. So what do you try to slap Zealotry on?
I was running in this spot and then I had Headache's Touch, but I put Zealotry on because while at first it's usually not as strong as Headache's Touch, it adds survivability to the unit because he gains the Bounty Hunter. So the unit will be taking less damage from opponents once he gets an attack off, and that's kind of a big deal. That can save your unit for a turn or two if it needs to happen. So usually, my favorite unit to use this on is actually my hero Scion. But I'll use it on some of my ranged units. I use it on my Angel a lot too after she intensifies, and that's pretty scary.
Oh, so. Man. Yeah. I can certainly see that, because that would even stack with Magic Bomb if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, very good. So that's your spells. Then we move on to your relics, cleansing emerald. Man, this thing is just auto-include, especially in Shattered Peaks for the Wrath.
Absolutely. Definitely need that. You need that cleanse, and it sticks around for a while so you can go back and recharge zone.
So there you go. Spot cleanse for everybody. Very good. 1 times cleansing aura. A rock trap, man. I actually like this piece. I think it's pretty neat. It can really cause some problems for your opponent if they're not expecting it. It's going to come into play Shadow Spawn, so it's completely stealth. And then the next time an opposing champion moves within 2 spaces, they're not backed. 2 spaces, and then they become stunned. So, Rock Trap can really catch a guy off guard, and it even serves as a pretty decent font contester, I'd imagine. So why are you running a Rock Trap?
A lot of times I have used it for contesting fonts, but I don't do that because they'll know it's there because it's Shadow Spawned, and they'll usually just AoE it, which is okay because it's been Nora. But I usually use it out in the field to kind of surprise them, and if I know my unit's going to die, I'll put this down, and it'll force them to find somewhere to cleanse you if they can't cleanse the unit that they got hit. It'll sometimes screw them over, and I'll end up being the benefiting from that, being able to kill his champion instead of him killing mine. So it's just kind of like a clutch rune, I guess.
Okay. 1 times Rock Trap, and then 1 times Thunderhead Totem. Man, this little rune has got a lot of uses. A very good finisher for runes that are on their way out, and then even a perseverance counter with the electricity aura. So is it kind of the same way with the Rock Trap? You just put it out to finish, or what?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? You kind of broke up.
Oh, sorry. All right, sure. You've got 1 times Thunderhead Totem. It seems to be a really good finishing rune. You put it out, finishes up a unit, kills them. It's going to do basically 16 points, 14 from the blast, and then it's got the electricity aura 1, so it's going to do an extra 2 to anything that's near it. Plus, it also counters perseverance and things like that. So
yeah, it's great. I mean, sometimes I have that avalanche as my damaging spell. Sometimes you got a unit that you have to kill that doesn't have 10 HP, and this is just what you're going to have to use to do it. And it isn't a spell, so when there's a spell-resisting champion out or something with weakened spells, you can use this instead and get more damage on the board. And it's good for when they position their guys badly, because I can really punish them if they group up with it. With that skewer. And yeah, perseverance counter is really the biggest reason I run it. So.
Okay. Very cool. 1x Thunderhead Totem. And then, of course, everybody's learned by now that the tribal post is pretty much an auto include, especially in full faction battle groups. It's your war banner. All friendly champions are going to gain 5 hit points and 1 damage. For 20 Nora, 21 hit point relic, I mean, it's just uber efficient, for what it does.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, if you're playing full faction, you gotta have one. It's the first read you add in your battle group.
Alright, and you work around that. So, Zemi of the Elements. Now, this is an interesting piece. I didn't really go back and pay attention, to a lot of your, types of things that you have in your battle group, but it basically says that this relic has Elemental Zephyr, which means friendly elementals within 6 spaces have mobility and +1 speed. It has Deafening Aura, so anybody trying to come in on it's going to take that 3 damage, become distracted, and Repulsion, so it's going to move things away from it. So why are you running a Zemi of the Elements? It doesn't really seem like you have a lot of elementals out there. So what's the point of this thing?
Well, actually, elementals. There's the Peak Secret. And there's the Sonic Elemental, but that's not really the reason I'm running it. I like the Repulsion. If I get behind them and I'm able to get the Repulsion off right at the beginning of my turn, that's just great, because then they're right next to me, and I can just, do some of my combos. Or it's super great for font contesting. You just put it in the right place so that Repulsion covers all the spaces in the font, and it'll push them out at the beginning of your turn, forcing them to come back in and maybe getting hit by the Deafening Aura when they come back in. So it's a good harasser, and it combos really well with the Sonic Elemental. So
very cool. So 1x Zemi of the Elements, and then we move on to your equips. Your first equip is a Diamond Mace. It's interesting. Some players do not run this thing. I know that you don't really have another form of shatter in your battle group. It's for anti-equips. You've got an equip to take care of anti-equips. Is it? Do you only use it for very certain equips, or what? Why are you running a Diamond Mace?
I'll use it on certain equips. Like I said, Shimmering Flower is one of my Cyclops War Wizards. I'll put this down. There are certain equips that you just cannot deal without shattering, like a Phoenix Anklet, for one. You see one of those things, you have to shatter. So you have to have a shatter option on hand. I used to have a Cyclops Eye Belt in that position when I was running Cave Dragon, because Cave Dragon has shatter. But then I took Cave Dragon out and realized I had no form of shatter at all, and you can't go on like that. So I had to put this guy back in. And I get a lot of use out of it. I don't use it every game, certainly, but I would say about 50-50 maybe. Cool
deal. So 1x Diamond Mace for anti-equips, and then the last rune in your battle group, ta-da! One of the, I'm going to imagine one of the most prominent pieces in this thing. It's really going to get your engine rolling. 2x Vicious Harpoon. It does cause a rend effect after they damage, but the biggie here is the pull effect, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, big time. I honestly forget that it has rend. It gives rend sometimes, because I only use it for the pull. It's really important to have that pull, because your opponent will stay just out of reach of your champions usually if they can, and you get that pull in, and especially if I have Scion out, you can just get combos off so easily. So yeah, I usually use both in every single game. Sometimes if it goes through cooldown, I use them twice.
So that's your battle group, and I guess one quick question before we head to the match. Why only one Angel of Chaos? Why wouldn't you run 2 of those, especially as effective as they are with your pooling and overall theme of your battle group?
I would run 2. because I do love her. I honestly consider her my favorite champion. But there's just a few. I don't know. I couldn't find room. She's less reliable. She's one of those champions that when your opponent sees it, they'll just focus fire and kind of get it out of the way. You know, and that happens a lot. I just can't have that liability. I need to have everything going, and right now I don't have a second one. Also, that's another problem.
Oh, okay.
But if I did, I might put one in. But it's just that this battle group has everything that it's hard to find room. So
okay, so if you did have another one, and say somebody out there really likes your battle group, and you wanted to throw another one in, what do you think you would remove to throw in another Angel of Chaos?
I would probably take out the Kanan Cultist because it's another magic damager, so I'm kind of not. I can kind of just replace it, so it's less of a utility, and it's around the same dollar cost. So, yeah, I would probably benefit from taking her out and putting another Angel in.
All right.
So.
Well, PurpleTop, listen, man, we thank you very much for sitting in with us and sharing your Relocate battle group with us. And now, guys, I guess we're going to head off and see him a match. Good luck, bro.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, guys, let's head to his match. All right, Pox community, what's up? We just seen PurpleTop's Relocation battle group, and now here he is in a match. He is playing, of course, his full faction Shattered Peaks, and he's going against a full faction Iron Fist Stronghold deck played by ISMAMEX. So IS Mamix, maybe. He's currently ranked 66 limited. PurpleTop, you're 79 limited. All right, man. So big map here. Fun times for Relocation or what?
I actually really dislike this one for Relocation because everything gets congested down there in that middle font right at the bottom, and this deck kind of needs to spread out. But I've had some good games here. I'm trying to decide now if I want to put out my hero that first font or Sonic Elemental. Sonic Elemental can get there quick, but I don't want to have to waste an Instigator or a hero at that top font. But I'm just going to go ahead and risk it because this unit's great.
Okay.
Early game, and I got him twice in a row. That's pretty nice.
So Sonic Elemental on the board, and might have a Barbarian battle group going on. So Barbarian Huntress on the board.
Yep.
Haven't seen the Savage battle group in a little while.
And I got nothing good to send up to the top. I can't waste an Instigator up there, and that's the only thing I can play. So I'm gonna not deploy this turn.
Okay.
But I'll be able to contest down there next turn, and I don't think she will, so that's going to be great.
Alright, so here
she might actually.
Yeah, with 10 AP.
Although.
Yep. Definitely have enough AP for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, I'm kind of surprised they kept it at 5, but...
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm going to have to put a War Wizard up here to be able to get up there, no problem.
Alright. Teleport rank 2, so he's going to fly around pretty quickly. And that Sonic Elemental right in there, really fast.
Yeah, the teleport 3 is great. Oh, not going to be able to get in there unless he relic contests.
Yeah, I know. I was very surprised that he stopped it up short with that 5 AP, so you're going to have the font for a round.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a good move on his part. He definitely probably should have contested.
Very interesting.
Because, yeah, I'm definitely not going to let him get in there if I can.
So Lance Admiral on the board, that's going to present some problems for him right off the bat. Of course, you don't really have anything to go along with the war cry, unfortunately.
Not yet, but I'm only 7 north short right now of an Instigator. So.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it right there. He can come and engage my time if he wants, but I don't think he's going to do that.
So it goes right for the Sonic Elemental. It's an interesting choice with Lance Admiral on the board.
And I'm going to try to take out that Brutality Barbarian somehow. I want to get them killed, obviously, before, you know, they get their racial going.
Oh, certainly. The problem is he's just one short of that.
That's probably going to be a relic contest right there.
He sends the bacon into the font here, but without a relic. We'll see if he remembers that those can't contest.
Yeah. Hope not, because I kind of need to spot the point on this turn.
Yeah, I mean, man, you got a free swarm right there almost already with the Tempest board.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So ouch. This is not good things right here, brother.
Tempest 4. Yeah, that Brutality Barbarian. I'm just thinking that looks like I can kill it.
Wow.
Am I right? I mean, I'm not missing anything, right?
No,
cool.
you could.
I'm gonna go left.
You could easily barrage it, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wanna. Yeah, barrage would kill it, but I want to swarm off of it.
Right.
If I can.
Plus, the Sonic Elemental's easily gonna take that font. Wow. I mean, you're gonna have. Yeah. You're gonna have him on his heels here really fast.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go up here.
Okay, so there goes the font. I'm gonna assume out comes an instigator here to pick up the war cry.
Yep.
Ouch. Man, this might sting. So, children, close your eyes, because what you're about to see is rated R. And without the Savage, man, that just, oh wow, that's painful. So there's a free meat to anybody. Free meat?
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna. I got just enough Nora for that for me to put out this guy.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna move Scion back into the font area so that I can get my font bonus again,
okay. Which is the spell resistance?
Spell resistance and +1 defense at the end of my turn.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing over there, but I'm going to have to stop him. Oh, he's just going for a font.
I guess he's going to go for a Shrine Rush here, maybe?
Yeah, well, that's cue to me to stop scrying. Don't play any more Sporn units. I've already played one. Well, and why don't we just...
That was a really fast turn.
Yeah, it was. Oh, look at that. He put out that hero.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do I want to do here? He's splitting up his units, which is kind of freaking me out, but I think I know what I gotta do here. I've just gotta...
What's insane is... Yeah, okay, the Instigator's not going to quite... Well, maybe he's going to get there.
He's not going to... I'm not going to be able to swarm him, looks like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is easy, because let's see, you're going to have 4, 4, 3, 2. Nope. Man, it's going to be one short.
Yeah, so I'll just have to barrage him. Yeah, just one AP short.
Yep.
Oh, well, I can grab that globe, which is just good enough for me. Oh, no globe. Never mind, what was I thinking?
Summon.
Run him over here.
Summon monkey.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna wanna... Here. Yeah, and now they're gonna take 5 damage. But that's okay. That guy there? Alright. I run out of turn a lot in this battle group because of everything. It takes so long to do all the little things.
Right. We'll see if you remember Sonic Elemental has Absorb. Yep. Remembered that. this is an odd tactic by IS here, because I've not normally seen just kind of handing over the font and then kind of pulling back towards the shrine area here. So this is kind of a first for me.
Yeah, he's directing it towards the middle, which is strange, definitely strange for this map. He keeps leaving that font open, so I'm going to keep pulling in it.
Oh wow, and you took his font down there at the bottom. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that is painful.
My Sonic Elemental is going to die for sure. Oh, get him.
So Sonic Elemental. I'm surprised that you would kind of put it in harm's way there.
Well, he's going to die anyway. I'm going to make it so he has to force some attention over there, get those units out of the way.
Okay. So in comes the Instigator.
Oh, walk right into a trap, of course.
And there's the stall on the Huntress, so she's not going to be doing anything next turn. There's the Cackle and a Love Tap.
Oh, I was going to deploy a War Banner, but... He's doing a good job of keeping his units from being attacked by the Instigators, which is what ultimately kills them.
So the Instigator, will that be enough to take him down? No. So down goes Sonic Elemental, but not before some pretty nice damage on the Chieftain.
Oh, please, yeah, that was a good call.
The problem is, I mean, still, you know, not contesting these fonts is. Your Nord advantage right now is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. He's got 1 font, I've got 4. So, alright, there we go. He needed to do that, but I'm still gonna... I think I want to kill that Bastion just because he's so scary.
Yeah, Bastion can be a machine.
For sure.
And I'm imagining that... Okay, so was that the Savagery spell or something like that? It's been a while since I've seen that.
Trying to decide which one I want to kill.
Yeah, Bloody Rage.
Bigger issue, so I think
that's going to add a rank of Tough, 3 ranks of Berserker, and 2 ranks of Tough. So Bastion's going to be quite the machine there.
Alright, so I'm going to be a total brute right here. And, well...
Incoming Lance Admiral.
Yeah. Not quite enough spaces, though, unfortunately.
So if you've ever wondered, when you relocate, it always appears in the square right here. So he's going to appear right there.
Yeah, always right there if it's open.
Right, and if it's open and if it's not, doesn't it go clockwise around? So if that space is blocked by something, then it goes to here, and then to here, and then to here. So that's how your relocation effects work. So here comes a pull. Oh, fun times.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna do that. Oh, and look at that. Detect. Oh, shoot. Shouldn't have moved in. But watch how much of a little...
Havoc's Touch incoming, and and Bastion is going to have seen better days. And with
wasn't able to kill it, but they are all they can't attack. I used
Mind Wiper in the house.
Mind Wipe just in time. I didn't realize I was running out of time.
Oh, Bastion's going to buy some time now.
Yeah. Now I can kill the Brutality Barbarian. Because I have that Hex ready. Just for the Barbarian thing.
And the Hex would actually eat through that Impervious shield, too.
Yeah, it would, but, I don't know if I'm going to have to Mind Light Aura again next turn. Good thing I have two of these guys, huh?
So back over to PurpleTop. He doesn't Manic for some reason. It's really weird. Manic's got...
It was because he was pacified.
Oh, well, okay, that's right. He was pacified. So there's the Grant Teleport and another Love Tap.
Yep.
So a little sucker hanging in there with just 3 life. Okay, so incoming 1 dead Brutality Barbarian.
Certainly.
So there is the very nice. So that was the finish up hit from the Slag Overmind, and then the Hex, which goes through Impervious, in case you didn't know that quite right. And there is the Mind Wipe Aura yet again on Bastion, and with the way he's got him positioned, well, with Pacified, he's going to be able to walk right by your guys. But
yeah, definitely. But he's got 9 AP too. Jeez. I'm kind of sketchy about this Wild Chieftain over here, so I'm gonna have to play a little conservative there, and I'm also gonna drop a Rock Trap so if he tries to move anywhere, he can't.
Very cool.
I'm gonna grab my charger again. So if I lose you, let me know.
Okay, so what the heck did he just do?
I don't know. I just noticed that
That's
too.
that
0 AP.
relocation spell from IS, I think.
Just barely missed my Rock Trap.
A vial of holy water on him is... Oh, he cast Divinity's Touch. Look at Bastion.
Okay.
I mean, he's full life.
Yeah. Great. It's okay, though. I'll triple attack him with my Scion.
Incoming, my friends. Ouch. So Bastion has seen better days and should be able to finish him up.
Yeah, I should.
With something here. But the problem is he's still got his Impervious. It'll reset that as well. So that's an interesting move.
So I'm going to have to use Thunderhead Totem.
Very interesting move with the Divinity's Touch, I believe is the name of that spell. I have actually never seen it in used before, but there we go.
Yeah. Interesting. An interesting choice.
So that will do it for Bastion this time.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
And going to go ahead and give Zeton some love. Can't leave him out. Wow, 18 damage, 9 speed on Zeton. So there's the teleport again. Going to go ahead and cut off the Priestess or the Huntress ahead of the time here.
And get this guy up so I can grant auras for future little barbarians.
Wow, that is so amazing that Instigator has 8 life and can't finish that thing up. So bye-bye Bastion. That's going to put a hurting on some stuff.
Oh, certainly. Bastion's one of the scariest heroes, in my opinion.
Zeton lays some love down on the Slag Overmind. The problem is he's just facing a champ deficit here, and that's going to be really difficult. And, ooh, leaves that Huntress open. That will definitely do it for the Huntress.
Yep, the Huntress is going to get swarmed, and I'm going to take that font with the swarm.
1, 2, I only count 3 barbarians, so Savage is not going to be in play.
Nope.
Ouch.
Which is good, yeah. Okay, so, first things first, take care of this Huntress.
So there's some nice love, and...
Oh, what was that?
Okay.
It didn't die.
Bestial Fury. All melee damage dealt to this champion is reduced to 0.
Yeah, so I'll just stall her.
Oh, he that one spell, every one of them's going to have that. Wow, nice.
They all have that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's,
so, it's okay.
Man, I can't remember the name of that spell either. Sorry, IS guys. I know what they do, but I can't remember the name of them. It's a barbarian spell that they use in a lot of barbarian battle groups, but yeah, they become like immune to melee damage.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the name either.
Ouch, but not ranged. Holy smokes.
Yeah, and
Mouth lightning, anybody?
Yeah, the amount of damage that Warcry gives you is just incredible.
So bye-bye Zeton, bye-bye Chieftain, and next turn bye-bye Huntress. So not good things for IS Mimics. Mamics. IS Mamics.
Yeah. And I got pull off cooldown on my Slag Overmind, so there's that option again. And that's a great equip for the Slag Overmind, the Vicious Harpoon, because you just combo that with his Relocate. It's awesome.
So I guess free swarms for everybody here.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Although it's not going to come into play with any AP. Oh, well, now it will. Now it'll come into play too.
Well, he's going to go ahead and play it out. He's not going to go ahead and give you the win, which
yeah,
is at this stage, I guess that's all right. But there's the swarm and another font, so he's going to be completely fontless at this stage. So, wow.
Yeah.
This is just about a turn away from seeing your name in green, brother.
I put that rock trap right in the way of my Cyclonic Fest. That's annoying.
So your fish can't get by?
Yeah, I can't get in there.
Okay. I guess you can summon him over next turn.
I'm just going to Zealotrize my Scion also.
Well, sure. Why not?
Get things done faster.
Unfortunately for IS, that will not reduce that damage by 6.
Yeah.
And there's a one-rounded Exemplar. And this one, my friends, is done. The relocation really played big into this game. I know you really didn't have the optimal map for it, but I mean, wow, your relocation was absolutely awesome. You took it to him, and you kept balance with you know, keeping your troops in his face and relocating and getting everything where you needed them to be. So that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, that totally worked out in the end. Usually that map isn't great for it, but it worked out and did everything I liked. So yeah, it was a good game.
All right, good deal. Well, Purple, we appreciate you taking your time and you know, and showing us how your battle group works and sharing it with us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad to help.
Absolutely. All right, community. We'll catch you guys next video.